at the risk of being extremely pedantic and silly, I'm going to tell you. I divide all of music into two parts. One is the which is the role of the bass player, you know. And then the papa, which is everybody else. So if a bass player comes to you and goes, that is not a bass line. He's playing the papa. And if you don't have the vocation, or if you don't enjoy playing the pick another instrument. Because what they need from us is, you know, just the And you commandment. And even though we're playing very simple and there's nothing else going on, we need to feel that with our whole hearts. That you love one another. There is something that is communicated with that.
Don't confuse the role of worship leader as being higher than any other female roles. Don't confuse the role of worship leader as being a higher calling than any other female roles. There's so many support roles that women can excel in. And I know that the Celine Dion up front with the microphone is probably the most glamorous. But I will say that there is no sweeter role to the Lord than seeing a woman at home changing diapers and loving on her children. And so, and this is just a short one. I just feel like I need to add it. Just because you can serve in a musical upfront role in your church doesn't mean that you should in every season. That's just something that I can't speak personally to that, but I know a lot. That's something that I have conversations with for women, and we always do. We'll do a 10-month like volunteer schedule, and people will sign up for 10 months, and then I'll sit, and then it's from like mid-August to June, and then I sit down with them over the summer, and before agreeing to let them be on a team again, I'll say like, well, tell me about your marriage. Tell me about your kids. You know, so what grade are your kids in, and what are they doing? And they'll, you know, tell me about the Eagle Scout project they're doing, and I'll say, well, let me ask you this. I'd love to have you on a team this fall. I'd love for you to serve with us. But I know that this is the only time you're going to have your, you know, this is your last year having your teenage son living in your house. Would you want to go and do that, you know, for 6 months and then come back in, you know?
Okay, so music, especially music that is naked, open, and vulnerable before God, enter improvised. More especially improvised instrumental music, invites the Holy Spirit himself to participate in the proceedings. Right? This music is powerful because it's through this medium of music, especially instrumental music, we're able to introduce people to and to cause them to know, but not just to saber. We can cause them to conocer God. We can present God in such a way that he's the undeniable, unresistible God, the holy God of the universe, love incarnate. We can transmit that knowledge, but not the saber, but the conocer through this music. And they do not have much to do. It's like if somebody uses some kind of, in warfare, I hate warfare terminology because I hate war, but you know, you talk about, you know, what do you call it, gas warfare, what do they call that? Yeah, chemical warfare, germ warfare. You know, they put it in, if it's airborne, what's it gonna do? You know, and in that sense, same thing with music. It's like if it's instrumental music and God is connected to it and you've submitted it to him, like I said, the echoplex, he put it in you and you're not giving it back to him, but you, in the meantime, it's going in your ear and your ears, and it's going inside your heart because it's bypassing your brain. Why? Because there's nothing you can do to stop it. If it's words, you can say, oh, I'm shutting that off. I'm just not gonna hear that. So you make a determination. But with music, it gets past that and gets right into people's souls.
So I don't know if you noticed that, but we dropped down real soft for the verse, and that was more of a level thing than an arrangement thing. And that was kind of like over-exaggerated, but when you're starting out with an up-tempo song, the insecurity most of the time thinking, I wonder if this is going to fall apart, or I wonder if this is going to rock as hard as we want it to rock, will cause you to start on 10, just thinking, this has got to rock, this is the beginning of the set, this is the praise song. You know, and if you start out with nowhere to go, and you're kind of committed to number 10 already, then it is nowhere really to ramp up to from there. And then also, there's sometimes if you don't know the guys you're playing with that well, and you don't completely trust each other, you'll feel, if I drop out, what happens if the drummer, what's going to happen to the drummer? And you might feel like, if I drop out on the bass, will he be able to carry on, and will it still work? And I think you need to be able to, in rehearsals, try those out and see if they can work for you. Ben's going to talk a little bit about the other part.
So not only are we changing the landscape dynamically, but we're also changing it with the parts that we play. So the verse is very quiet dynamically. It's also very sparse as far as parts go. So we're going to play the verse and show you what we're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so all I'm doing, I'm playing the backbeat, of course, but all I'm really focusing on is the downbeat of 1 of every measure. And Daniel's also following along with that with his bass line.
Yeah, so what I'm doing to help emphasize that laid-back feel is I'm just playing single notes. I'm playing wonderful, so wonderful, oh, your unfailing love. Ministry on the bass, that's a bit of ministry for you guys.
One of the most important things about keeping the platform free of distraction is to have a good blend as a group. That means a lot of different things, but I'm going to give you 3 V's to start with, okay? The first V is vowels. That might sound really silly to you all, but you know what? We sing vowels and we articulate consonants. So if we can get everyone to sing vowels the same way, you'll get some sort of uniformity. Now, I'm all about singing contemporary style in the church today, if that's the style of music that you're singing. Most of us are no longer doing some of the more liturgical style of music, or the long times ago sacred style of music. Most of us are singing contemporary style. So it's really important to make sure that the people on your platform singing it are singing it in the right style. Because, I mean, you can sing, you know, here I am to worship, a number of different ways. If you want to sing it in the classical style, here I am to worship. I mean, okay, wow, we hear your voice and we hear that you're classically trained, but that does not go with that song at all. And we kind of miss the whole point. The whole thing about classical training, I have a lot of positive things to say about it. I was trained classically, and I think that's an awesome thing because I understand now tone production, resonance, breath control, and I sent my kids to study classically. I wanted them to understand the voice and how to use it correctly. Now, none of them are making the application of what they've learned in that style. There's a style of classical music, and it is all about showcasing the voice, is it not? When you sing, it's all about a voice. You know, you like 3 vowels on 4 bars, you know? So we're just listening to a voice. But when we're talking about light of the world, you step down into darkness, it's about a message.